I think there's 3 or 4 different sessions I'd point to as far as really kind of the ones where leaders focused on the unified future of commerce will be speaking. And Christina's point, we just confirmed the chief commercial officer at Foot Locker to give a track keynote on kind of that session about kind of the senior leader view of the unified retail future. So Foot Locker has definitely been at the forefront of tying its store experiences increasingly tightly to digital experiences. And so it'll be really interesting to hear Frank Bracken talk about how they're doing that. The other half of that session is the CEO of Michaels, which I think, I think of Michaels primarily as a physical retailer, just because when I want to kind of buy some crafting supplies, I generally go as opposed to ordering online. But they've just launched a whole online marketplace where creators that are fans of Michaels can actually sell the products that they make through Michaels Marketplace now.
Right.
Sell their expertise too. They're doing kind of digital training sessions and things like that as well. And I think that combination of Frank Bracken from Foot Locker and Ashley Buchanan from Michaels is going to be a really interesting view from the most senior leaders at their respective organizations of kind of getting those foundations of unified retail right and then executing on them.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Yeah, how do I think I need my fabric by the yard, Joe? Do I need to go into the store, or can I get that delivered to my home? All right, well, let's shift gears a little bit. So one new topic that I don't think Ann and I have seen it on the agenda in the past, and I know you guys will call me out if it has been there and we just missed it. So please do if I got this wrong. But it looks like you're leaning a lot more this year into employee safety and shrink. No surprise on the latter part, but why is that? And what do you hope to impart on the audience around those topics particularly?
The planning process of the Shop Talk agenda, I joke sometimes that the minute one Shop Talk wraps, we're already starting to plan the agenda for the next one. And it's true that the wrap-up session at every Shop Talk is a kind of recap. But one of the questions we ask the audience in those recap sessions is, what do you want to hear from us next year? What didn't you hear enough on stage this year? So, kind of, I would say it wasn't right after Shop Talk, but in the summer and fall of last year, as we were really blocking out what we wanted to put on the agenda, it was really that moment when there was a lot of talk about store safety, organized retail theft, not just store safety, but associate safety as well. And so we thought a lot about how to cover it. And I think as you see the steps that retailers are taking to combat all of those challenges, they kind of tend to come across as fairly not customer friendly. They're kind of the opposite of, kind of that strong imperative towards making shopping more frictionless, more friendly, more personalized, more convenient in store. When your deodorant is behind a plexiglass barrier and you can't get to it unless some associate kind of finds the time to come and unlock it for you, that's the opposite of what physical retail should be. And so all of that in mind, we decided to put a session on our technology track, which features founders and CEOs of really cool, innovative technology vendors, talking about specific solutions of theirs that help with these problems of store safety and associate safety in hopefully a way that is still consumer friendly at the same time. So, in the past, we've had folks like Trigo and Standard who use machine vision in stores, but mainly around frictionless checkout and kind of planogram compliance and those sorts of applications. This year, our session on store safety and security is going to feature a company called Radar, which uses RFID technologies, a company called Vision that's using computer vision, a company called Indime that is actually making those kind of plexiglass barrier experiences faster and more user-friendly, a company called Nightscope that is doing autonomous in-store security robots. So I think, 4 very different applications that retailers are beginning to try as they look to make stores still friendly and frictionless, but also very safe as well.